Hello everyone and welcome to this Video Sans Frontières video. My name is Jay Wakefield. Now, a lot of people have recently been doing these videos on YouTube about what is on their iPhone. Usually they're called something like, what's on my iPhone? And they'll talk a wee bit about the iPhone itself, what case they've got on it, and they'll give a brief description of each app they've got in it. Well, good news is, I'm not going to be doing that. I've decided to do something completely different, even though it's kind of exactly the same. And I got the idea from Road Geek, who also is planning to do one of these videos. I hope it's going to be soon, because I look forward to it. But what we've decided is that we're both going to do What's in My Program Manager videos. So, basically, what I've done for this one is I've picked out my main Windows 3.1 machine, which is the Packard Bell Legend Mult-Media. It's had a few changes since you saw it last. It's now got 8 megs of RAM because I found another 4 meg stick. Makes it a bit better. It's supposed to get a 486DX2 upgrade. I have the processor, but I just can't really use it because I don't have a heatsink. And really, DX is you should have a passive heatsink at least on them, I would say. The black DVD-RW drive remains, unfortunately, because I did order a beige CD-ROM reader. But the tray mechanism was all derped out, so yeah, not really too pleased about that. But I have installed an IDE to CF card adapter, the StarTech one with the CF card slot being on a blanking plate on the rear of the machine. It does mean I've lost one of my iSupports, but at the same time it also means that, if I needed to change a CF card in a hurry, I could do so. It's a 1 gig CF card, so to get it to work on this computer I had to use some disk overlay software from OnTrack, version 9.57 I believe it was. So thank you to Matthew H16 for recommending that to me, because before I was having serious disk write errors. I couldn't install a Packard Bell install, nor could I install Microsoft MS-DOS 6.22 manually off the floppy disks, because it'd get to a certain point and say it's unable to write to drive C. Anyway, so what is on my program manager? Well, like the iPhone vids, I'm going to show you my wallpaper. This is one that came with the October 1994 Packard Bell US Restore CD. It's a mountain one. I quite like it because it's quite nice. And I've chosen the ocean colour scheme because the video graphics card driver doesn't actually support altering the Windows 3.1 default colour scheme to the light blue title bar, and the dark blue title bar one just kind of looks a wee bit plain. So I went for this one. Now I have plugin installed on Program Manager, and what that does is it provides a couple of options for customizing your computer. So, for example, you can change your Program Manager icons. You can even change the icon of the Program Manager when it's minimized. You can have custom cursors, but I've shut that off because I'm just using the mouse drivers that came with this system that provides a large black mouse pointer, which is perfect for me. You can apparently program it for resource alerts. That's quite useful. Quick run menu, if I wanted anything like that. Title bar, I could have stuff on the title bar if I wanted, but I don't want, because there's no clock battery in here at the moment. It'd be nice to have the time, but like I said, yeah, no clock battery, because the old one was kind of starting to leak, so I had to literally pull it off the motherboard. It was soldered on. You can get a battery holder, but I need to still get one of those. Main games, all that. So what I've done basically is you'll have noticed that all my program groups have got custom icons, and that is because of plugin. Some of the icons are plugins, like for example the Living Books ones, Startup, Accessories, Games, and Main. and offer some productivity. Another thing that's good about plugin is you can actually create nested program groups. So without further ado, we'll actually have a look at them. I've modified a lot of program groups, but I've left the main ones as they are. So accessories, main, startup, network, and games. Even though games wasn't on here by default, because Packard Bell doesn't actually have the games group. It's all the Windows games are put in the entertainment pack for PB folder. So that wasn't there. I added that because I decided I wanted all my games in the games folder because it made a lot more sense. But like I said, yeah, I've put the main program groups. I've left them as it is. You know, just for ease of use and originality, I guess. But if we have a look in the other ones, Forte 16, this is the sound card driver. And you have a really neat program here called Audio Station. Some of you will have seen it before in Billy's videos. And this emulates a hi-fi. Unfortunately, I can't really use CD audio playback because the CD drive doesn't have an audio cable connected to it because it's too new. But I mean, I can use MIDI. So, for example, I can load a playlist if I have one, which I believe I do. Maybe not. But if I did, you know, I could load some MIDIs in. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll you can add all these to the playlist, and so yeah, that's a playlist. Oh, there's a playlist. See, now why didn't it show that? I'll just save this one as well. If we go to Packard Bell, which I've changed the icon so it's the face of technology, we have disk image creation utility, so I can create CD images. We have Navigator version 2.0. It's one of my favourite versions. Look at this. You've got a nice wee video. And look, there's my computer.
Welcome to Packard Bell's Navigator. Welcome to the main menu of Navigator, the easy way to get to know and use your Packard Bell computer. Explore the functions of Navigator by using the mouse or the tab or arrow keys on your keyboard.
I don't believe this one has a lesson on using the mouse like 3.x does. And I love this hallway. Who wouldn't want a house with this hallway in it? It's perfect. It's brilliant. And these rooms look like you can go into them and explore, but unfortunately, when you do click on them, let's click on the wee playroom down at the bottom here, it just kind of takes you to a screen rather than a room. Or in this case, just grey, I guess. Or Kid Space. So what Kid Space is kind of like a child-friendly shell to use your computer. Packard Bell were always really good at this. I can't get it to say the line. If on, I think later versions of Kid Space, it's like, that is not a toy. But on this, it's just a woo sound effect. But you can you can leave files in here. I don't know where you'd get them from, right? Don't you? And you can change the view from the room. Yeah, this is definitely a very early version of Kid Space. Or you can change the entire space. Look. So now it's a jungle. Now it's by the beach. That's fantastic. kind of, and you've got a floppy disk viewer. You get some help. And then you've got applications on the shelf. So, and you can add your own applications. So, oh yeah, that's where you get your documents. Allow sound, software. So let's say I wanted to add something like Microsoft Word. Okay, and it loads. It is only an SX. And eventually it loads. So I can update the program list, which would probably take like years. Or I can install a program. So now I've told it to update the program list. This is going to take a while. So you've got all the different programs there. So let's say I wanted to add Microsoft Word. Warranty.exe. So there we have WinWord, or Microsoft Word as it's better known. Ugh, I don't know where. Oh, there it is. See? It put itself there, but I can put software anywhere. So, for example, let's stick it there. So then, if I wanted to go to Microsoft Word, I think all I've got to do now is double click on it and wonder if it's going to load Word or Solitaire. Nope, it's going to load Word. Isn't that nice? I don't want tip of the day. There we go. And now let's exit out of KidSpace. And then back to Navigator. And if I go into any of the other rooms, it'll just take you to a standard Navigator screen. There you go. So you've got the software. This is kind of... I like this version of Navigator because it's a wee bit more kind of grown up. This kind of shell was replaced in Navigator 3.0 by the Rooms analogy, which is also pretty good. But if you wanted a shell that looks more like this, you've got Arc Workspace, which is basically a more kind of adult version of KidSpace. So this is pretty good, and then you could go back, and then back again. And then if you just want to exit Navigator, exit and go to DOS, or you could just exit and go to Windows. Having said that, there is also Workspace on here. If we have a look. As you can see, this is quite a nice sophisticated shell. So you've got documents, you've got different programs. But the thing about these shells is that it actually becomes more complicated if you want to actually go away and install a program. Yeah, because then you have to add it to a shortcut. No, it's an open Navigator. Pretty sure I didn't ask it to do that, but no, well. Then you've got Microsoft software, which is pretty good. For example, Microsoft Works, which says it requires a CD, but doesn't. So here you have Works, which is, in this version, it's 3.0. And it's basically an integrated office suite. So you've got basically basic versions of Office applications that you might find. So you've got a word processor, you've got a spreadsheet, you've got a database. All the functionality you need in the home, no more, no less. Some of the advanced features are knocked out, but Works does cost a fraction of the price as Office. Then you've got Microsoft Money, which is it's a money management kind of program. Kind of seeing what this does. You've got a lot of things that you need CDs for that are installed by default. You've got a toolbar, which is I don't like it. I actually don't. I mean, you've got buttons, you can change them and what have you, but I'm not sure if you can add any more. I don't think you can. I personally don't think it useful at all. And then you've got registration. Never been into this program. The registration tutorial? Oh, okay. It's Packard Bell. Packard Bell were known for holding your hand every step of the way. Packard Bell offers you the simple ways to register your new computer. Register your new Packard Bell computer today. Expert support. Receive valuable technical assistance 7 days a week. Also, on what? Infinitec. An automated 24-hour-a-day toll-free hotline. No! I want to speak to an actual person. Up-to-date information. You'll be among the first to learn about new product information, software upgrades and other exciting announcements. Yeah, because computers were very cheap in the 90s. You could just buy a new one when Packard Bell said, hey, we've got a new model out. It's a 20 CD. Come out and buy it. Packard Bell troubleshooter. So here, you've got... if your machine doesn't turn on, you can actually switch on your machine and go into... Oh dear. Didn't think that one through. Setting up the CPU is a plug-and-play process. Just connect the monitor, keyboard, mouse, and then you plug the computer into... What? That's not the CPU. I know the CPU has many pins on it, but you don't connect the CPU directly to a monitor, mouse, and keyboard! Next we have Click and Play, which is game creation software. I used to use this quite a lot throughout my teenage years, creating games. It's pretty good. It runs perfectly fine on Windows 3.1 as it came out in 1994. Then you've got Microsoft Bob, which is another shell. It's, to be honest, I'm not too keen on it. I've got to be honest. I like it as kind of a novelty thing, but it just gets really, really annoying. And it makes the mouse pointer look stupid. And here you can actually it's using the room analogy again, and you can customize everything about it. Or you can actually do things, and it does come with a couple nice wee programs like the Microsoft Bob Letter Writer and the Microsoft Bob Checkbook. But it really can be seen as quite patronising. Look at that, it looks exactly like a wee version of Microsoft Money. Right.
Hi.
Oh, hi. And the dogs went.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Now, I've heard of a talking book, but this is ridiculous.
Are you sure about that?
Yes! Sod off! I can't get out yet.
Are you sure about that?
When all else fails. No! You mean I've got to go through all this? Do I have a checking account? No. No.
Are you sure about that?
No! I can't get out of this. This is terrible.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Yes! You can count on me, Jay. Goodbye.
Anytime, just give me a call.
Okay, what's your number? Where's the checkbook gone? Right, I've had enough of that for one day. Because you got to wait for the dog to do its thing, it takes a lot longer than it should to get out of it. I'm glad Microsoft discontinued this. I didn't think I'd be speaking ill of Bob, but yeah. Then you got QuickTime for Windows, which you can use to play QuickTime movies and look at pictures. Basically, a lot of software back in the day, a lot of multimedia software used QuickTime, so you really needed it. Then you've got the Windows Resource Kit, which is got some cool stuff like a graphics viewer, network assistant, smart drive monitor, system resource monitor. Got multiple desktops, which is quite good, so could have applications open in different desktops. So let's open the smart drive monitor, and then I could drag this over to a different desktop. So yeah, really quite cool actually in that sense. It's multiple desktops is something that Windows still doesn't have as stock to this day. There we go. Then we have KidPix, which is a kid's drawing program, which is very good, very fun. I used to use this if I went to the my old school, being a school for the visually impaired, was a special school, if you will, and we used to have afternoons at a local mainstream school. I think for integration and what have you, or a taste of it, and they used to have KidPix. So basically what we could do is, I used to go on KidPix sometimes on their Apple Mac. Whoops. Keep doing that. Yikes! Keep doing that. Why do I keep doing that? It took me ages to try and get colour bleed out. And I don't believe you can zoom in on this. So it's, no, I don't want that. I just want a basic pencil and I want to draw. I want to draw. That's what I want to do, I just want to draw. And this looks untidy, but never mind. So. There we go. Quite easy to get a good picture going here. So what we've done here is just created some grass and some sky. Oh wow, look at that. All different card symbols. You've got different shapes as well. But the one I'm interested in is the clouds in the sky. I discovered this last night actually. Watch this, you can make different weather. So, for example, let's put some trees, first of all. Whoops.
Oops.
And then we'll put some clouds. You've got to make it look more professional than that, obviously. I mean, oh, look! And then, I know the sun. Oh, look. Isn't that beautiful? And then we put some mountains in the background. But here's a picture that I drew earlier. You might recognise. Windows XP fans might recognise this. See, there you go. I just whipped up another picture because I forgot to show you one of the best features of KidPix, and I'm amazed at easy it is to make a quick picture on here, but then again, it's for kids. It makes drawing pictures fun. So I'm going to call this kid Peck. Now, now I've saved a copy. Let's delete it. Now I could use the eraser tool. Very boring. Could use a smaller eraser tool. Could even use a circular one. Or I could just dynamite it. So puerile. Or I could use this one.
Wow. Oh no.
Or I could use this one. Or I could use this one.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1, 0. Again, no clock battery.
Oops.
That wasn't exciting. Oops.
Oh no.
What about this one? You see, on an Apple Mac, these squares would actually have pictures or different, more sophisticated patterns.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oops.
Really. The one I like is this one. It looks like a normal eraser, but look what happens if I actually do use it to start erasing stuff. See, if I continue to erase it, it'll actually draw another picture onto the screen. At the moment it looks really bad, because it's vector 2 pictures now. This would take ages to do. But as you can probably start to see, it's actually drawing a penciled, it's actually drawing some sort of a, just some sort of a grayscale, sketched picture onto the canvas. And this is quite fun. Sometimes I just like to start with a blank image and use this eraser tool just to kind of see what it comes up with. Because there's some beautiful pictures. Magic, eh? Let's dynamite it. And then, here we have the 11 Books games. You need a CD-ROM for that. Another thing I used to also play at Newbie. I remember playing Just Grandma and Me. Then you've got the main program group, and here's the system credentials, which would tell you all about your Packard Bell. But you have to have the PB spec file on your machine's hard drive, which really means you have to have the original hard drive, which I never did. This came to me without any kind of a hard drive. Now here's one of the first nested program groups. If I go into games, you'll see I've got Mult-Media Entertainment. For some reason it's not working. Entertainment Pack for PB, which is working. And then Best of Entertainment. And these entertainment packs contain some pretty cool games. So, for example, Ski Free. Woo! Whoops! I can't do this. Woo! Missed all the trees. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Nor was that. Or that. Oh, that's nice. All these high scores. I don't remember making all these. I've just reinstalled it. I keep going to the end because look what happened. Woo! Oops. And just in case you're wondering, I have the video graphics set to 640 by 480, 256 colours. It will go to 16-bit colour, but it'll struggle due to the overall power of the machine. 256 is enough for this machine. You know, what would the games I like to play on it? Everything. Come on, you silly skier. There we go. Oh dear, that went well. Ah! I've been eaten! I've been eaten by the Yeti! Damn you, Yeti! And then if we have a look in accessories, just your regular accessories, but Packard Bell have put antivirus backup and undelete. Yes, at one time Microsoft did have their own antivirus program. And I'm not talking about OneCare here, I'm talking about this wee thing that came with MS-DOS. Insufficient conventional memory. Thanks. I hate you too. And then you've got Paintbrush, which is Windows' own painting program. Very nice. Used to use this all the time in school. And this was what I learnt to type with. Microsoft Bright. Seriously. A lot of people use this. I know that my best friend from down south actually used this. He preferred it over Microsoft Word because it was just simple. Now if we go to Office and Productivity, we see more Microsoft applications. So, like I said, we've got Microsoft Word. I've already shown you that. So let's have a look at Microsoft Excel, which is a spreadsheet program. Oh, you didn't know. Oh well. A lot of people aren't aware of these things, so... Here we go. Yay, spreadsheets! And then you've got Access, which will do databases. And then you've got Microsoft Publisher. This is what I used to use at school. What I'll do, for nostalgia's sake, is I'll take you through one of the things I used to do in Publisher. I used to create newsletters. I remember doing that. I always wondered why it was called a newsletter and not a newspaper. So you had these particular styles of templates. Classic, modern, jazzy, seasonal, and Art Deco. And so maybe if we went for jazzy. How many columns? 1. Bit boring. 2. 3. 4. Make it look like a broadsheet. Which 3-column layout would you like for the pages inside your newsletter? Standard or combo? The Gazette. You see what I did there? Will you be printing or copying on both sides of the paper? No. How many pages do you want printed? How about maybe just the one. Table of contents, no. Fancy first letters, yes. Maybe not the date. And then you can either speed it up or slow it down. But what it'll do is it'll actually show you the paper being made. What we always used to do at school is we always used to write it up in Write and then import it into Publisher. Obviously you can write in Publisher if you wanted. So, for example, here we go. The Independent Scotsman. So let's have a look at. We've got lots of clip arts. So maybe we could celebrate Scotland's independence, and what you can do, you have to actually tell it that you want to preview the picture in this version of Publisher. So, which floppy disk shall we have? I think we'll have the red 3.5-inch floppy. Change frame to fit the picture, change picture to fit the frame. I'm going to change the picture to fit, change frame to fit the picture. Have I? Now use F9 to zoom in, I remember that. Replace this with my headline. Scotland. Very good with computers. So we've got this, and I wonder if I can change the colour. Sure, there's a way to do it. Format character, and I want to change that to blue. So there we go, vote yes on September the 18th. In fact, let's have vote yes. There we go. Vote yes on September the 18th, 2014. And I could write some headlines in there if I wanted. And yeah, the Independent Scotsman. I'm going to show you something else I also used to do. Take cassette covers, because I used to enjoy making cassettes, me singing, and I used to have inserts. So, again, let's go for the jazzy one. Actually, no, this time let's go for traditional. There we go. One title for the whole tape. Take the title for the tape. Let's call it Feelings. No, just one for the whole tape. Where I would like the song titles, inside or outside. I want inside. And do it now or later. Do you want to add the song titles now or fill them in later? Doing it now. Do you want to include a performer name with each song title? No. So let's see. So for side one. Oh, this takes me back. I love this. I really appreciate it. Publisher on the school computers. I used to love it. It was one of my favourite programs back in the day. Yes. Life is nothing without you, Diddle. Let's see if patheticness. It would be like... And then I do it for side 2. Oops. I did that wrong, so I can click on that. Freedom. My eyes. Yes, I really did make that a song. It was basically how emos would have been in the 50s and 60s. I think. I don't think emos in the 50s and 60s would have been that stupid. If I'm honest. Especially if they had brown eyes. That would have been awkward. Let me think. And that's not a cover of the Chiffons. Is it the Chiffons who did that? One fine day. No, it's not that. I didn't even know that song at the time. Yeah, never mind. One fine day. We'll be like giving everything up. No. No, I don't know. Let's just create it. So again, you get to see it done. Microsoft insists that this is so that, you know, if you wanted to create the publication yourself next time, you could do so quite easily. Although I just kind of like to sometimes watch the fireworks. It's not worked. It's crushed. Is what's happened. It's bloody crushed. Whoops-a-daisy. I think it might be time to reboot the computer. And using plugin, I was able to do that because it adds shutdown options, which is pretty good. And I'll show you actually what I've done with MS-DOS. There you go, the on-track disk overlay software is fired. So what I've done is I've put in a few modes: MS-DOS, Microsoft Windows, that'll just load Windows; MS-DOS gaming with CD-ROM support, that'll just take you to command prompt with CD-ROM support, not bother loading any of the Windows stuff in config.sys autoexec; DOS gaming with no CD-ROM support, basically same as before, but without CD-ROM support. A bit more memory. Minimal DOS setup with mouse support. Basically, all it does is loads HIMEM, puts a couple of path statements in, and loads the mouse. Minimal DOS setup, HIMEM, Nothing else. Basically, that without mouse support. So for this, what I'm going to do, go into Microsoft Windows, which incidentally loads it with CD-ROM support, just because. We're back in Windows! Windows 3.1! Okay, then we have a very early version of Adobe Acrobat Reader, when it was actually still called Acrobat Reader. It's version 2.0. That's what it does. It reads Acrobat PDFs. And then you've got a very early version of Microsoft Visio. And it was quite interesting because you had... the program group actually contained shortcuts to doing particular Visio drawings, or you could just start Visio itself. Let's take a wee look. At this point, I don't think it was Microsoft that wrote it. So let's just open up a blank template. So you've got different shapes, and I think you do have different templates. At this time, I don't believe that Visio was. No, it wasn't actually Microsoft. It wasn't actually Microsoft at this point. Math coprocessor not present for E6SX. Oh, the joys! Then you've got PaintShop Pro. Now, PaintShop Pro is very, very good. I use this for screenshots. Quite easy to capture a screenshot in here. Literally, all you do, just capture full screen, F11. And unlike print screen, it actually includes the mouse pointer somewhere, if you tell it to. Now here's something that I did use at school, another piece of nostalgia. I used something called Data Suite, but I couldn't find it. What a YouTube user did find for me, though, was GraphPlot. So shout out to them. I forget what their name is, but this seems to be a more advanced version. So basically what we can do is, it's a very easy way to plot graphs. So basically you just type, let's say what people's favourite sweets are. So we've got, I don't know, chocolate bar. So let's say 12 people like that. Let's see, 6 people like the macaroon bar. Chocolate tea cake. We'll say 8 people like that. And boiled sweet. Let's see, 10 people like the boiled sweet, and yeah, so it's made a bar graph, but you can actually change it. You can actually make it into a pie chart. A line graph, which we don't need to trace plots. That would be more useful for measuring something over a period of time. Point graph, quite similar, and then you've got a line bar graph, which is basically like a bar graph, but very simple and actually quite ugly. Bar graph is one that I quite like. This version has a toolbar of the software and has these where you can actually label the graph, and then say what the values are and the numbers. Yeah, what the particular fields are, and and then the value of each field. What it's supposed to be. So, for example, I'll call this graph "What sweet people like Lie? No. And name. So for this it would be types of sweets, and then know of people. And I can actually put the I can actually label the each bar. So you know, if I wanted to, A, B, C, D, and then a key: chocolate bar, macaroon bar, chocolate tea cake, and then wild sweets. And I can save it or print it. I don't remember having these particular options on the data plot that I used, and I don't remember the toolbar, and I don't remember the 3D look, but it's pretty much the same software apart from that I used at school. Again, millions of nostalgia. And then there's also a very simple spreadsheet which I've never used. I guess you've got a formula button. Excellent. By the time we got to spreadsheets, we were either using Excel or... Actually, no, I think we were using ClarisWorks. I really enjoyed that. And then you've got Microsoft applications. Productivity Pack is basically something that... it kind of just... You know, it's basically just a Windows tutorial. How do I make it shut up and go away? Continue the tutorials either... Oh my goodness. I seem to be trapped in here. Exit. Oh well. That's me out of it. And then you've got the typical network program group. Packard Bell have set up Schedule Plus and Mail, just, you know, with the mailbox account. So you can actually get straight in there and use Schedule Plus, which is really nice. Again, not much use to me because the computer can't keep time at the moment. Then you've got Mailbox. Of course, if you had a mailbox, it'd be, you know, advisable to actually set it up to, you know, work with your group's post office. Would be even more advisable to try and get a more modern email system nowadays. But yeah, then there's Prodigy. This came with Packard Bell. Prodigy for Windows. Oh wow. Look at that. Already looks like I'm online. It's taken years. That's horrible. And then there's auto login, assist technical help, and then there's Prodigy demo. And then last but not least, there's Faxworks, which you can actually use the telephony functions of your computer's modem, if it has one, which this doesn't. So this has been a wee look at what is in my program manager on the Packard Bell. Went into more detail than I expected to, but hey ho. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And if you like what we do, please also feel free to like us on Facebook. Also, if you wish to, please feel free to leave a comment. And thank you for watching this video, and I hope you'll join me for my next video. And hopefully at some point, what I would like to do is show off some of the DOS gaming capabilities of this machine. So for now, thank you for watching this video, and please join me for my next one.